Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. In this video I continue to build the Nissan GTR R35. I am on issue 16, stage 60. Now on stage 60 I'm super excited because we get the motherboard and all the wiring for the lights. I'm loving this part because wiring is my thing. I love to do it. So let's get started. Welcome back. Let's look at the instructions for stage 60. So I'm excited about this one because for stage 60 we're going to install the motherboard and wiring. So we have a lot of parts going on here with dealing with that, and quite a few steps involved here. Attaching insulation paper, gaskets, so that way the motherboard doesn't come in contact with any of the metal parts, it looks like. The brake pedal switch, attaching the motherboard itself, connecting the on and off switch to the motherboard, secure a thin red wire, looks like a ground wire, attach the wire clips themselves, and attach the brake pedal switch base and attach the brake pedal switch itself. So that will complete stage 60. So let me get these parts out and I'll be right back. So it's been a long time since we received these parts in a very large blister pack. So everything is in there with the motherboard, some wiring, ground wires, and all the screws and insulation washers and such. So let me get this stuff out and we'll get a closer look at it. I'll be right back. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all these parts in stages. Of course, this is the motherboard, and you can see it has a ground wire and a couple of wire bundles, about 3 wire bundles coming off of it. You want to be very careful when you handle the circuit board that you don't have any static electricity or anything like that on you. Of course, there's the heartbeat of the board right there. Little chip and all that. And another little wire bundle here. And we have some insulation paper here. 4 gaskets, they're round. Bunch of wire clips. And the brake pedal switch base. And we received a whole lot of screws. We have AM screws, DM, GP, CM, GM, HM, and HP. And of course here's the chassis for the GTR. It's been a while since I brought it out to show you. Very big here. So I'll flip this back over because we're going to be putting the motherboard on this. It looks like it's going to go over here in this spot where there's an opening. Right there. And we're going to put this paper down on it first here. And we have some cutouts here on the holes. You can see that right there. And I'm just exposing the holes here. So this insulation pad is going to protect the motherboard, and that's pretty cool. So we'll peel this back. There we go. And make sure that the extra side goes towards the rear of the car. Press that down around all the holes there. Very sticky. Good. Alright, looks good. Use this non-conductive tweezers. You can find that on my Amazon store. Now we put these 4 gaskets down. One there. One there. They go down very nicely on there, actually. Looks good. And we'll get the motherboard ready. Gonna undo all the lines here, the tie-offs. And we're going to work on this side here. Where we have 3 long wires coming off this large terminal here. Right here. We have 3 long coming off and 1 short. The 1 short is going to hook up to our brake pedal switch. So we need to plug that in first. And this is where you want to make sure it lines up correctly. Your pins do. Just like that. And you can see how this is shaped here and how it slides in. Just like that. And plugs in. So there's your switch. And that's hooked directly to that. Now we're going to go ahead and mount this to the chassis. Okay, so the easy way to remember, it doesn't matter the way the plugs are, but look at the holes on the bottom. Your 4 mounting holes should match the mounting holes on the base. So you don't want any part of the motherboard touching the metal. So it's going to mount just like that. I'm going to mount this with 4 GM screws. I know I'm going into metal. I didn't lubricate the holes, but I don't think they really need it. And the last one, looking cool. Very good. That's secure there. Okay, now we take the wire from up front. I'll show you that real quick. You know, your wire coming off your battery compartment all the way up front here. That's going to mount onto the motherboard. And it's simply just going to line up. Just like that. So that was that one right there. And that is the on and off switch wire plugged into the motherboard now. Now we have the ground wire, which is going to wrap around and get mounted. So we're going to take this wire bundle, and it's going to go towards the front. And it's going to mount just like that. And we've got a clip here that we need to attach to it. This is a DM screw. Okay, now once you have the screw, I got it in there, but it's loose. I was able to slip the wires bundle underneath the clamp and hold this down. And there we go. And I'm just going to put a little bit of Loctite on there to lock it down. There we go. So now we have a total of 8 clips to have to get installed to hold those wires all neat in place. I'm not actually going to show you how I do it. It's pretty self-explanatory if you follow the instructions on how to put these clips in. It's very hard to film, but I will show you what I did afterwards. So it would be 4 put on the wires running to the back for the rear tail lights, and then 4 more for the rest of the wires running up front. So I'll be right back with that. Alright, so far coming off the motherboard, we ran that ground wire and the clip for the wires coming off that plug. And this is the first clip I put in, was right here. And then the wire runs up and we put it on this shelf right here. Clipped them in there. And clipped it on the bottom part of the shelf right here. And then the back. And that's the last one we do, going towards the back. And these are the wires for your tail lights. Now let's get the wires up front all secured down. Okay, now working our way on the front for securing the wires. We ran off this connector, the larger connector, and our on and off switch area. We bundled all those together on this first clamp. Then we ran it to the next clamp right here, and then we went up on the tunnel, drive shaft tunnel, and we put it on this clamp here too. And then we have the 4th clamp right here that runs all our wire bundles go into. Now we have our brake pedal switch, and this is probably for our instrument cluster right here, this one right there. Okay, and then of course the other wires are for your headlights. So let's go on to the next step. Next we're going to install our brake pedal switch base, and that's this right here. It has an alignment tab and a screw hole. It's going to go in right here. So let's insert that down with the alignment tab like it's supposed to be. And we're going to turn it over and put a GP screw into it. Okay, so I'm going to need to hold it in place while I turn this over. GP screw goes in right here. A little bit of resistance, and that's good enough. Flip it back over. And there's our brake pedal base. And if you look closely at the switch plate, you can see there's a mounting hole there and an alignment pin. So it's simply going to slide in to the base off the mounting pin. Just like that. I'll put a GP screw into it. And there you go. And I'm probably going to go ahead and super glue this a little bit, put a little super glue on that to secure it, along with some tulip slick black around it also a little bit. Just a little bit of super glue down here on the base. And I don't see a need for using the tulip on this, just kind of super glue it a little bit. Hit it with some accelerator. And that's all we do for stage 60 or pack 60, where we installed the motherboard and all the wiring and clips and such. The extra screws that we had left over, the AM, HM, CM, and HP screws, we're going to go ahead and keep those in a safe place. And I do have a screw holder that I purchased off of Amazon. You can get this in my Amazon store to save all your screws if necessary. So we'll be using these a little bit later. I enjoyed building this. This was a lot of fun, and the wiring is my favorite part about the builds, getting everything to light up. And I believe we're going to do a light test in the next stage, stage 61. Stay tuned for that. I'm super excited to finally do some testing of the lights and stuff like that. So I look forward to it. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell for all notifications. Head over to Eaglemoss.com and subscribe to this car today. It's fantastic and you won't regret it. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.